Bonjour mon petit chiffre de Amber here, and welcome to another full series reading vlog. I'm currently filming like 4 of these at the same time, but today is May 2nd, and this month the goal is to finally start The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I'm so nervous and scared and psyching myself out, if I'm being honest. That's why I've put it off for so long, but I am finally going to start it this month, and I want to vlog the experience of me experiencing this series. I've been up for a long time, so yeah, I thought I'd start this now when I look presentable. Let's do this. Good afternoon, good evening from my deep conditioning bag and my crusty face. Oh god. Okay, I just really wanted to pop in because I haven't done so, and we are about almost halfway through the month, but I am, 1, practicing having a nose ring, but 2, I am still trudging my way through the first 100 pages of The Poppy War. I'm struggling. I don't want to say with the book, I'm just struggling to read, I'm struggling to focus. This is an ongoing thing. At this point, I should really just stop vlogging. Hello. Hey. I am looking a bit crusty, a bit dusty, but I'm back. I am back in this. It is December 12th. It's December. I started reading this book in May, but we are back in The Poppy War. As I'm sure you can gather, I put it down. I said I was going to come back to it, and my brain just was not ready for this book yet. I'm still not entirely sure how ready it is right now, but we're making progress. I'm currently on page 234 of The Poppy War, and I think I'm enjoying it. I say think because it's just me. The story is really starting to kick off now. We're really going into the war part of The Poppy War. A lot of the first 200 or so pages was just Ren securing her place at the academy, Ren coming into her shaman powers and training in that. Now war has come to Nikara. Is that what this place is called? Also, we just met a character who shares the name of one of the main characters of the project I'm working on, so that was really interesting. I mean, he died right afterwards, but that was still wild. Hey Tyr. But yes, the Empress is not the Empress, or has she always been this goddess creature disguised? I don't know. I'm trying to hold what I'm reading in my head. I'm trying to hold and process and understand this book, but it is a lot of war talk, it is a lot of strategy talk, it is a lot of politics, and my brain there's like 2 working cells in there, so I'm trying to hold on to this book. I don't want to say I'm trying to enjoy it, because I am enjoying it. The writing is easy to follow. The story, like I said, is really picking up now that we're going more so into the action. I still want Neza dead. Gone. Sorry about it.
Oh, bitch.
Yeah, I just figured I have been MIA for June, July, August, September, October, November, 7 months. Now I'm making progress. So this book has gotten significantly harder to read, not in like interest or writing style, just in the subject matter. And I know it's inspired by or based on like real life events. You see like the dark red, like burgundy, maroon tabs. I started using those for like, what did I signify as, like moments that are a lot or emotional or overwhelming, and it's turned into those are the only tabs I'm using right now. And it's especially overwhelming right now because this is right after like the massacre essentially of, what is it, Golan Nice. So we're dealing with like these atrocities and a genocide and like the total destruction of this town, and it's really paralleling reality right now, and it's a lot, and it's a struggle. It's hard to get through. On the flip side of that, I am convinced that Alton and Shagan are gonna kiss. Unrelated to anything I just said. Or kill each other. One or the other. Alton is spiraling. Rin is dealing with that. But anyway, I just wanted to pop in because I barely popped in while reading this, and I've only got 93 pages left. So, one, sorry, there's not been much content. I'm surprised. I never thought I'd get to this point after May. I'm like, am I gonna finish the book? Yeah, today's hopefully the last day of the Poppy War, and then I don't know when I'll be back with the Dragon Republic. I'm sure I'll be back here to like let you know what I think. I gotta get to the end and then summarize my thoughts, but this is crooked. I'm very sorry. My viewfinder is hanging on for dear life. As I was gonna say as we saw, but I don't think I popped in to let you know. I finished the Poppy War last night, and I'm still sitting really with my thoughts and kind of processing everything that I read. For the most part, I really enjoyed my time. I feel like I understand the hype around this book. I think for me right now is more like a 4.5, 4.75. But I also think that's because the parts that I struggled with, I didn't really struggle, but the parts that I wasn't as invested in were really the more, I guess political, and more like the strategizing bits when we're going through their plans and steps to win the war. And I really enjoyed, and what I love most about this story was the characters. And well, I am more like a character driven reader, character driven writer also. So I much preferred the parts where like the dialogue or the interactions between characters, or seeing the forming or destruction or whatever of the relationships in the book. I enjoy, how do I phrase this? Rin has quite a character arc in this book, and I am very, very, very invested. I'm very curious to, or I'm very invested. I need to see where she goes from here. All the havoc that is going to be wreaked from here Oh, I forgot this is a spoilery vlog, so I can say that I enjoy the fact that our main character is sort of, I don't want to say villainous, because like there is a certain justification to the things that she chooses to do, the path she chooses to go down, after basically seeing your entire world, everything you knew, the people you love, destroyed in front of you, and getting the opportunity for revenge and vengeance. I'm not confident that I wouldn't make the same choices as her, honestly, especially at 19. Please. But I don't want to say villain, like I said, because I mean, there are villains who you kind of understand why they are the way that they are, but also, like, I don't know. Well, no, because the very end of the last page of the book is her saying she was no victim of destiny. She was the last Spearly commander of the Psyche, and a shaman who called the gods to do her bidding, and she would call the gods to do such terrible things. And I'm like, I would like to see it, honestly. Now, I'm not saying that I agree with the, not at all saying I agree with the atrocities or the obliteration of the Mugen, is that what they're called? The Federation? Well, the Federation, but the Mugen, the people. But we're following Rin. This is her experience. These are her thoughts. This is her trauma. I get it. I'm not pleased that she and Kitai seem to be drifting apart. I hope they don't become enemies. I just hope that, or if they do that, I hope it doesn't come to like them facing off, and I hope she doesn't have to like kill him or whatever.
Don't say that.
Ren's attachments to people were really interesting, or I guess I appreciate that there isn't really a romantic storyline to this book. I mean, there's way too much happening to focus on anything else but survival and victory. And while she does at points express a level of attraction to just about everybody, but I get it, girl, me too. And you know, she does have like the love for Alton, whether it's romantic or because she looks up to him, she admires him, and they share ancestry, or whatever was between her and Neza, who I still don't believe is actually dead. I just refuse in my heart of hearts to believe that he died like that. No, I mean, I'm saying that like Suzanne Collins didn't do exactly the same thing to Finnick. But yeah, that was Poppy War. I am kind of winging it with my thoughts. I'm a little scatterbrained as usual, but because I meant to write down all of my thoughts and properly recap my thoughts of the first book, but I couldn't find my notebook. So hopefully when I am back with the Dragon Republic, I'm a little more organized. 2024, new year, new me. We are going to strive for mental wellness and clarity in 2024. Yeah, in the next book she seems to team up with the Dragon Warlord, who isn't that Neza's father, which still leads me to believe he's not really dead, but maybe whatever. Anyway, I'll see you when I'm back with the next book. Hey, how y'all doing? Hello. I just checked to see when I initially finished the Poppy War. believe it was March. My brain's torn between March and October 2023. Today is December 3rd, 2025. For you, this is the next clip. For me, it's been almost 3 years since I read The Poppy War and started this vlog. Actually, as I'm filming this, all the files for The Poppy War, which if you're watching this you've seen and blessedly I've recovered, are on a broken hard drive. Anyway, it's 2025. It's been a really long time for me. I thought this was gonna go a lot quicker than it did, because when I started this I had The Poppy War and Burning God, and it was just a matter of getting book 2, and I just kept not getting book 2, and other things just kept coming up and preventing me from getting book 2. But I'm back baby, and better than ever. Well, I'm back. At least I'm back and jumping into this giant chunky monkey. I have just finished, today's the 3rd, I finished on the 30th of November. 30 days have September? Yeah, April, November. The 30th of November, I finished my Poppy War reread. I finished listening to the audiobook. Honestly, I'm not very confident with the retention, even with how fresh it is. I'm not sure how much I remember, but I do know for a fact that going into this book, what I've read thus far, a reread was absolutely necessary. My brain would have gotten absolutely nothing. I wouldn't know where we are. I wouldn't know anything. I wouldn't even remember the names of these people without that reread. So that was a really smart idea on my end. So like I said, I have started this book. I started very generously. I started reading this on the 1st. It's the 3rd, and I'm only 60 pages in this book. I'm gonna be real. I've been struggling to focus and to get into the book. That's on me, really. But today I'm kind of flowing with it, so I kind of don't want to sit here too long and just throw off my momentum too much. But I did need to intro this video. I did need to let you know that we are back. We're back, baby. We are back. And I'm reading The Burning God finally. This book picks up about like 3 months. Is it 3 months or 3 weeks after the end of book 1? Ren is in full-blown opium addiction. She is using that to cope with all of the trauma and loss and destruction that she caused at the end of book 1. She is dealing with PTSD out the wazoo, whilst battling the Phoenix God that is currently residing within her and wanting her to do all of its dirty work and wreak all of this havoc and kill all of these people, continuing to kill so many innocent people. She's losing allies, she's losing anonymity, she's losing friends, and we're just 60 pages in. My girl's going through it, and she's putting me through it, truthfully. Where I'm at right now, I didn't forget that things ended badly with Kitai, but he just the crumbling, the way their relationship has crumbled is making me upset. So this book is how many pages? Like 600 pages. Rebecca, put it back together. Fix it. I'm also reeling very early on because I love Ramsa. I think I mentioned, I'm sure I mentioned it in book 1. I love Ramsa. I always get attached to like the young one, the kind of like the puppy one, the back in my day. By my day I mean my mom's day, but she passed it on to me as like the China doll, and it's like the China, like porcelain, not like the country. It's like the little kid you let tag along and just pretend they're doing the things the big kids are doing, but he's also kind of like a chaotic demon genius. Anyway, I love him. That's my baby son, and I know I'm gonna have to read his gruesome death, and I'm just really trying to prepare for that. But it's not I'm already not handling that well. I'm not. I'm not. So yeah, that's where we are. That's where I am. Let's do it. Let's do this. Let's do it. Also, hello, Your Grace. Like, you know how it feels, Kitai snapped. The closest thing you had to a family was a suicidal maniac who got himself killed on a mission almost as stupid as this one. Kitai. Oh. Kitai, baby, no. Baby, no. She could tell he knew he crossed the line even as he said it. Najah looked stunned. Kitai blinked rapidly, refusing to meet her eyes. Ren hoped for a moment that he might cave, that he'd apologize, but he simply looked away. She felt a pang in her chest. The Kitai she knew would have apologized. One, Najah is alive. Confetti, confetti, woo! And working with his father. But what I haven't mentioned in the intro to this section of this vlog is that the book opens, the prologue of this book opens with a flashback, a memory from Najah's childhood and him losing his younger brother, like, tragically when he was supposed to be watching him. So, like, knowing that he is absolutely holding that guilt, and just, I know Kitai doesn't know and Ren doesn't know, but just, I'm like, oh, don't. Uncalled for. Absolutely uncalled for. So I am currently on page 140. I do have 2 more things that I marked that I wanted to talk about before I start reading today, just to kind of bring us up to where I am right now. Page 109. So this is the moment where Ren is being forced into sobriety, forced into withdrawal, purging herself of the opium. She is now basically been enlisted to work with the dragon warlord, Najah's father, who is pulled her into his plan to kill the Empress, and or to help her kill the Empress, because he wants to essentially kickstart another war, a civil war, in order to get rid of the empire and to usher in a new era for, what is this place called? For Nikan, and turn Nikan into a republic, essentially. But his requirement is that she cannot be an addict. If he's going to work, he needs her sober so she can function, so he can essentially, so she can be the weapon he wants her to be. Basically, at her lowest moment, because she's also battling grief and trauma and guilt about Alton, and it gets to the point where she honestly is like on the brink of madness, falling into madness, and not able to numb it, and she gets to the point where she decides she's going to drown herself. She's going to toss herself off the side of the ship, but she is stopped by Soooooooo, who, I'm going to be so real, I don't remember a thing about Soooooooo from the first book. I'm sorry to this man. I do remember he hit the god who gives him his powers is like a monkey spirit of some sort. I do briefly remember him like in full freak out mode and Alton like bringing him back and talking him through it. So essentially he uses similar techniques that Alton had used on him to bring her back from the brink to help like resettle and reground her, and like promises to, you know, help her through it. Promises that she's not alone, that he is going to, he's got her, he's gonna get her through it. But here's my thing. Here's my thing. How old is Soooooooo? I don't remember if that's discussed. I don't remember. I assume if he was part of the psych and part of Alton's team, then he's like a few years older than Ren. It's just how suddenly like affectionate he is with her, and I'm sure there's like, you know, they're part of the same team. There's like that found family aspect. However, it's when he's promising Viceroy, Naja's father, I'll take care of her. And then after a brief pause, Viceroy gave Soooooooo a curt nod. After another moment, Soooooooo helped her up and walked her back to her cabin. He kept one arm around her shoulders, warm, solid, comforting. The ship rocked against a particularly violent wave, and she staggered into his side. "I'm sorry," she said. "Don't be sorry," Soooooooo said. "And don't worry, I've got you." After sitting here telling her stories and pushing her hair out her face, caressing her face and telling her how strong she is, what's going on here? What's going on? What's going on here? I'm smelling something, you know? And I'm also smelling that I don't know how that's gonna work with our little dragon general, because I know there's something with him as well. I know that man has feelings. Boy, man. Last thing I wanted to talk about briefly, page 121. Ren, we're going through a training with Ren. She's preparing for the eventual fight with the Empress, and, you know, trying to get her in shape and prepared to fight her without falling victim to her the way like literally everyone else who has ever come in contact with her has. But I realize, because she is talking about how it's like her lungs were on fire. Where had her stamina gone? At Soooooooo, she could have sparred for hours. Right, up in a puff of opium smoke. Aridin hadn't even broken a sweat. She didn't want to look weak by asking for another break, so she tried distracting him with questions. And honestly, so much of this book reminds me of Mockingjay, not only in the deterioration of Katniss's body when she and Joanna have to like train and rebuild strength and muscle, and, you know, rebuild their body back to victor shape to go into battle for the final like battle in the capital. But also essentially her going from one army's pawn to another in the name of justice. We've got Visor is his name, claiming he wants so much better for Nikan, and he has so many plans for this republic, for things to be more democratic, for things to be better for the people, but he just needs her to take down the current leader, the current regime, essentially. And it just feels like Katniss going from the Capitol's pawn to 13 and Coin's pawn. It also doesn't help that she's currently training with Alton's trident, and it's like I'm already in a Hunger Games mindset. So I'm like, Finnick. I really do try not to compare every book that I read to the Hunger Games, but I will find her in everything. I see her in the meadow, I hear her in the songbirds, I see her in my sister Prim. That's me with the Hunger Games. So I'm feeling really scatterbrained today, and I'm finding it really hard to focus on literally everything. And it's really messing with me, if I'm being real with you. I was supposed to be working on a short story for this writing contest and can't do that, so I will not be entering it this week. So I think that kind of threw me off. There's like disappointment, and like now I'm struggling to reset and focus on anything else, but I don't know. Maybe I should just not, you know? Maybe we'll try again tomorrow. Who knows? Are you crazy? Are you insane? Like, kill him. Right, kill him. When she looked at Jinza, she didn't see flesh but a charred stump, ashes peeling off what used to be a man. She wanted him dying, dead, hurting. She wanted him to scream, "You and me both, bestie, so do it." Do it. Hi. Bonjour, bonjour, mon petit chiffle. Amber here. I literally just got in the house. I'm very, 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 very cold and tired. So while I'm defrosting, this is not at the right angle. So while I'm defrosting, I just wanted to... Mockingjay? Catching fire. Plutarch Heavens be! Sorry. What's this behind me? Nina. Just wanted to give you a little update about where we are in... God. In the Dragon Republic. This is hot. Hold on. So I'm on page 300. I have about 40 pages I'd like to read today before I go to bed, but there is a lot going on since the last time you heard from me. We are now in the midst of war. War has begun, and things are pretty bleak if you ask me. And Nijah's brother is still terrible, and I still want him to die painfully. I just want to go back just a teensy bit before I expand on these thoughts. One, I meant to say this earlier and I don't know why I haven't. I do, it's because it's a ridiculous thing, but for some reason, every time Ren describes Alton, it's like my brain is glitching and I'm very confused, because for some reason in my mind, I can only picture him as this like bull creature. Not quite a Minotaur, but like Minotaur adjacent. Kind of like, I guess, how the king is described in Girls of Paper and Fire. I don't know why. I don't know where I got that from, but it goes back to book 1. And even when I was re-listening to the audiobook, that's just what Alton looks like in my head. I don't know why he's not human in my head. I sound like Syndergaard and all these Nikaran people who also don't see Spearleys as human, but that's a whole different thing. That's just my brain being a silly goose. Speaking of Nijah's brother, Jinza, being the worst. So in on page 212, this is like a strategy meeting in preparation to force essentially the different provinces to join the Republic and join their side, and also, like, you know, I guess to start striking against the Empress and the Empire. And they're discussing a blockade on like food and supplies, and that sounds wildly familiar. But if we cut off their external supply, a famine should hit in about 6 months. They're trying to trigger a famine to force their hand. For once the warlords seemed impressed. Ren saw reluctant nods around the table. Only Katai looked unhappy. 6 months? I thought we were trying to move out in the next month. They won't have felt the blockade by then, said Jinza. It doesn't matter. It's only the threat of a blockade that matters. You don't need to actually starve. Why not? What do you... Because then you'd be punishing thousands of innocent people. And because that's not what you told me when you asked me to do the figures. It doesn't matter what you were told. Know your place first of all. You're gonna put your voice down. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna put your voice down. Also, this book's a little difficult to read. It really is. I know this series is famously or infamously unpleasant. But just reading the intentional manufacturing of a famine what's it called? Mass punishment. Doesn't that sound real familiar? Where have I heard that before? So anyway, I just want to skip up once more to... Oh, right. So, not only is Najah's brother Satan, but his mom's pretty awful as well. So, she's just arrived with the Hesperian consulate, army, whatever, representatives. The Hesperians are essentially just Christian missionaries. European American missionaries that are here to force their religion on the barbaric savages, and are currently are observing the war and the destruction to see if Nikara are civilized enough for their help. What are you talking about? Colonizers are going to colonize. But anyway, Najah's mother is like a follower of their faith and has been like studying with them for like however long. She arrives with these people, and upon landing on the land, basically sets off this assault and attempted murder, not like sexual assault, but like assault, physical assault and attempted murder on Ren. It was a misunderstanding. What's not a misunderstanding is now Ren is forced to basically be experimented on by these people. Once again, it's all... And I know this series is based on reality. It's based on history. And it's not even like alluding to or thinly veiled. It's just stamping different names on the players here. But it's just a lot. It's just a lot to get through. It's pretty heavy. So I am glad that I have my buffer book in between. What else was I about to say? Oh, also we've just learned that what province is this? The Ram Warlord. The Ram Warlord has allied with the Federation, who we didn't realize was still a thing. Fun. That's fun. We're having a great time. So, like I said, I have like 40 pages left to read for today. But I just wanted to decompress, let you know where we're at. Also wanted to let my tea get cooler. It's still very hot. I don't know. So yeah, I'll see you at some point in the near future. That's me. That's some toast. Good morning. It's currently after 10 in the morning. I'm about to run out to an eye doctor appointment. I'm finally going to the eye doctor. I'm finally starting the process to get new glasses and, more importantly, new contacts. Anyway, before that, I wanted to check in a little bit. I don't remember what I was saying last time I checked in. I know a lot's happened in that time. I wrote some little like bullet points, and I kind of want to read it just as is. It's sort of like a rapid fire catch up. Right. Naja is a shaman? Not really, sort of. It's very traumatic, very convoluted, and he's sort of been he's kind of the chosen plaything of this like dragon god, but he can control water. Jinza might be dead, but we didn't see it, so it doesn't count to me if I deserve to see it. Kitai and Rin are anchored like Chagan and Kara, so Rin now has her fire back. So Rin broke the seal, but still wasn't really able to access her powers, so they anchored Kitai to her because they already have a bond to be able to channel the phoenix through his mind. Anyway, moving on. Kara's dead. But Kasegi is alive, her little brother, and being held in refugee quarters, starving and freezing. Jinza is dead and has been cooked in a basket of dumplings and delivered to his father. Ren is a bit of a loser. Yeah, I said that. Yes, she is. I just her need for Visera and his validation and acceptance. It's the same as it was with Alton. It's the same as it is with literally a lot of men in powerful positions, and she is exactly like Shagan said she is. I don't want to call her a dog. She's not a dog. She's a person, but she's acting pretty grovelly. This isn't on my list because I've read a bit after I wrote this, but we are all about to die, basically. We're all about to die. We're all in grave danger. Also, backtrack. I know I said at the beginning of this that I'm preparing that I'm going to have to read Ramza die violently, but more importantly, I know Kasegi's not gonna make it out of this. He's not gonna make it out of this, and Rebecca. And now that we're making such an emphasis on Ren and Kitai being anchor bonded, twinned essentially, and the bond is like, if one of them dies, the other one dies. And you know, Kitai keeps making statements like, you know, if I die, you die, and my life's on the line here too. He's gonna die, isn't he? He better not. He better not. That's all I'm gonna say. I want to go back to Naja for a second and this not shamanism, because he won't call it that because he didn't choose it. It goes back to the beginning. I was mentioning about his little brother, when his little brother was killed. He was killed by this dragon, and then Naja was chosen. And it's essentially like, we're talking about like, alluding to rather like a violation, molestation, rape type deal, because he does keep saying, you don't know what he did to me. Because Ren, I get it. I get that we're in war. I get that like it is sucky, and I won't say cowardly, it's a little bit, that Naja won't fully use his powers because it hurts him. Yeah, like I get that, but you know, like I understand also Ren's point that like everyone hurts. Everyone has been through a lot. I get that, but it's not the same. And I kind of chalk it up to like, because he said to her last night in my reading last night, like, just because I don't choose to worship my abuser, and so she's in denial about that. It's like essentially like she was groomed into this power, into this bond with the Phoenix. He was not, right? It's like grooming versus like flat out abuse, you know? Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm phrasing that correctly, but she's really infuriating me. Like, I get it, but also like she makes me mad a lot. I don't really like Rin that much, truthfully. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like her that much. I do appreciate her violence a bit though. Like the scene where she caught a Hesperian soldier raping one of the refugees and burned his bits to a crisp. Exactly. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. I can't dawdle too long because I'm going to be leaving in like 20 minutes probably. But I just wanted to check in because I have like 100 pages left. So today probably is the day that I'm going to finish this book. And I just wanted to get all of that out there before I go into the last 100 pages. I know the last 100 pages are going to be a bit too much for me, especially because I'll probably be reading a lot of it in public. So, wow, I love that. Anyway, bye. I don't feel well. My tummy is upset. Why would you ever drink with a man? Let's start there. Let's start there, Runin. She didn't want to debate this any longer. She wanted this war. She wanted to go up against Najah again and again until at the end she was the only one standing. She wanted to watch his scarred face twist in despair as she took away from him everything he cared about. She wanted him tortured, diminished, weakened, powerless, and begging on his knees. Yes! 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 All shreds of affection she'd once felt for Najah had burned away. When she thought of him, she only felt a cruel, delicious hatred. Let it smolder, said the phoenix. Let it grow. Let Najah come for us, she said. I'm going to burn his heart out of his chest. After a pause, Kitai sighed. Fine, we'll go to war against the strongest military force in the world. They're not the strongest force in the world, Ren said. She felt the god's presence in the back of her mind, eager, delighted, and at last perfectly aligned with her intentions. Together, spoke the phoenix, we will burn down this world. She slammed her fist against the table. I am. They are not the strongest force in the world. I am. I am not a woman, I'm a god. I am not a martyr, I'm a problem. This is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm depleted. It's also very, very late. So I am actually all of those things like doubly over. Miss Kwong. Rebecca. I call you Rebecca. What's wrong with you? What's actually wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Hello, I'm back. I'm back and in business. In the business of burning, apparently. Today is January 27th, 2026. Happy New Year. And I am officially reading The Burning God. I have started it. I am 170 pages and Ren is irking my spirit. Ren is irking my spirit. I don't like her. I'm 170 pages in, and initially we've just gone over like the process of, she's in the process of like liberating the south of Nikan and forming her armies, bringing these liberated villagers into the army to defeat the Republic, yada yada yada, going over these kind of destroyed villages, destroyed towns, and seeing what essentially is partially her fault. This feels, I've said it, I think every single book that I've read, this feels like Mockingjay. Some of the scenes feel like literally like, there's like a moment where she's like overwhelmed by like the people. She's overwhelmed by like, she's like, but she wants to just let them see her, let them touch her, or yada yada yada. Or just her going back to her town and like looking at the destruction. I'm gonna stop saying that every time I talk about this book, because I know it's not intentional. That's just my brain. That's just my brain. So yeah, we've been on this journey with her becoming more and more ruthless and more just like single-minded, very military focused. We get it. She's killed off the girl that we knew in the first book. I don't know, Kita is better than me. I would have killed myself so I could take both of us out at this point. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. The point I just not too long ago she received that letter from Naja, I guess, or Naja and Kasegi, where he tells her that he's being held prisoner, and Naja says, if you don't come here, I'm gonna kill your brother in front of everybody. And she's like, oh well, he's just my brother. He's just my brother. He's not a soldier. He's not important to the cause. I valued my brother's life and felt like I decided I could lose him.
How fucking dare you?
And I feel like I understand that to some extent it is a front. She has to convince herself of this. She is compartmentalizing and repressing things because she is so focused on destroying the enemy, liberating this country, being a hero. That's what she wants. Being a goddess, being revered. But truth is, I'm tired. Options are few. And now she is in Tikani and she has liberated all these people and they're celebrating and there are bombs raining down on them, and a lot of this book is triggering. And it has been the whole time I've read the series, but right now, something about these people having like these bombs raining down on them is, I had to put the book down for a little bit and then come do this update because and then there's like a point where she is raging essentially because of like the leaders of these villages and their compliance and whatever. And where is it? Or oh, this isn't even what I was talking about, but like maybe no one was truly a beast. Maybe that was just how murder became possible. You took away someone's humanity and then you killed them. This week, the last couple of weeks, this is that's a bit much. It's a bit difficult. And I know this is probably gonna do a number on my brain. I'm gonna have to read something really soft and gentle after this. Oh, I did highlight with the wrong one. Oh well. Basically, she was like, I can't imagine like what it's like living with like a knife over your head, knowing like that, going along with like, oh, okay. She didn't know what to do with this. She was so used to absolute destruction, a complete binary of the extremities of war, that she couldn't work her mind around this bizarre middle ground. How did it feel to live with a sword hanging over your head? How did it feel to look these men in the eyes day by day, knowing full well what they were capable of? It feels like living in the US. It feels exactly like living in the US, specifically being a Black person living in the United States. That's it, Ren. I mean, I'm sure it could stretch out to like just being a marginalized person in the US, being queer in the US, being a woman in the US, being an immigrant in the US, but heavy on being Black in the US, because it always comes back to that, doesn't it? Anyway, I have 90 pages I would like to read today, and I don't know if I'm going to manage that because I still have a lot. I have whale reading to do. Oh, hello, this is my Poppy War vlog. So I haven't mentioned I'm currently working through my personal curriculum. I started at the beginning of this month. I'm studying whales from now until like May. having the time of my life, but I have a lot of reading that I'm doing. I'm currently in the midst of 5 books right now, 3 of which are part of my curriculum. 2 of them are like science, more sciencey. 1 is Moby Dick. So who knows? Who knows how long this portion of this vlog is going to be, because this could carry over for a bit. I hope it doesn't. I need to finish it before this month is over, because I need February to be a little bit more gentle. All right, I'm gonna go. I've been in this bathroom for too long because I had to film multiple updates for multiple vlogs. It's hot in here, so I'm gonna go. Bye, Ren.
Dearest gentle reader, we have been apart for far too long.
I feel like this segment of this vlog has been so lacking, because I don't know, I just haven't, every day I have said that I was going to film an update and let you know where I'm at with the book, jump in with some thoughts on what I've read as the day progresses, and every day I just haven't. And just every time I went to do it, just something was like, no, I don't feel like it. And I don't know, I just don't like looking at myself at the moment. I'm feeling real crusty, and I actually don't feel like being on camera. But I haven't updated, and I'm 560 pages into this book, and my God, has a lot happened since the last time we spoke. My camera's flashing, so let's try to do a brief update. Ren versus Najah. Kitai was taken, and then he wasn't taken, and that part just felt like it wasn't really necessary. Ren has teamed up with 2/3 of the trifecta, and they're on their way to wake the Dragon Emperor. War, battle, death. Connie has been, that's what I was talking about, bombed. Boom, trifecta's dead. Boom, their new shamans. Boom, they're dead. Najah's kind of beating her on a lot of fronts. Ren is getting progressively more and more arrogant, because there's a whole streak where they are winning battles and conquering regions and lands within the Khan, and she thinks, she's like, I'm unstoppable. I am a gift from the gods. I am not a woman, I'm a god, and there's no way I'm not going to be on the throne. I'm like, I didn't know that was the goal. And she's like, we're gonna go actually just poison the waters and kill the dragon, because that's the only way we can kill Najah, is to kill his god that he's connected to. That doesn't work. That doesn't work, and the Hesperians have made this lightning thing that disconnects you fully from the gods. Briefly, Najah kind of sacrifices himself to save Ren from first the dragon, then the Hesperians. War. Ren and them have won. She's now gonna rule, but she doesn't really know how. There have been several points along the way where I said I was going to DNF this book, or felt like I could DNF this book. One, just, this book the series is very war heavy, trauma heavy, I get it. This just feels like a lot. It feels like a lot, and I think it's a lot because before, Ren felt like there was like a purpose for Ren. It felt like she was fighting for her people, fighting for her country. Now it just feels like she's fighting for herself, that all she wants is power and glory, and everyone else is an afterthought. She said that so many times. You know, I'm a little furious, actually, and I'm this close to just DNFing this book with 20 pages left to spare. I can't do this anymore. I really can't. The amount of times that I've written in this book, I've annotated this book just calling Ren Runin Trump. Since the last time I've spoken to you, she she didn't directly kill Vinka, but Vinka's dead. It's high-key Ren's fault. Now she's turning on Katai. I've said from the start that she was going to lose him. I said from the start she was going to lose him. And at first I was like, she's going to try to do to him what Daji did to Riga. But it's worse. And if Katai tried to deny her that, then she'd just have to break him. She knew she could do it. She'd always known she could since the day they knelt before the Sorkin Sira and melded their souls together. She could have erased him then. She almost had. She was just that much stronger. She just held herself back because she loved him. So she's convinced herself that he has betrayed her and is against her because he will not let her go full tyrant and is begging her to actually be a diplomat and to actually take care of the people that they allegedly fought this war for. But she flat out said, that's not what I fought this war for. I fought this so that I could be the only one in charge. That sounds so familiar. I don't want to read this book anymore. I really do want to just skip to the last page and see how it ends. I'm not going to. I've committed too much. But there is about a 20% chance that I'm just going to be done with it. 50% chance. Hi, hello. I finished it. I finished it. It's been a couple days and I've been sitting with it and trying to wrap my mind around what I read and trying to really sit and gather my thoughts about what I just experienced. I think I did it somewhat. I do have a few things written down that I just wanted to share, so I just wrap this up and we can move on. So I said, I'm irked. I'm kind of furious. I'm conflicted. This entire experience was a trial and a tribulation, and there were many times that I almost DNF'd this book, including only 20 pages from the end. What I will say is that the violence, brutality, destruction, trauma, and just ugliness of war and its fallout is well executed. I know this entire series has been violent and brutal and bloody, but this one was just so much. Too much at times, and I know it was meant to be. I appreciate Rebecca not sugarcoating anything, no matter how traumatic it all was, how heavy. My issue is little Miss Trump Runin. Ren's arrogance, Ren's superiority, Ren's power-hungry detachment, Ren's delusion, and an inability to think past herself and her immediate desire made this book almost impossible to get through. She became something so monstrous and disgusting, it started taking me out of the story. Once again, I understand that's the point. I get it. But it then made so much of what was going on absolutely pointless, to the point where the ending was just executed messily. I'm honestly afraid this book may put me in a slump. Maybe as time passes, I'll be able to think differently. That's where it ends. Yeah, maybe I will be, maybe in the future I will be removed enough that I can think about it more critically, more objectively, and not just based on how the experience made me feel and how experiencing this book through Ren's POV made me feel, which was enraged. Yeah, the end of this book, I understand, I get it, but also at the same time, what was the point of this entire series? Ren did not put me through this entire entire arc of her becoming this disgusting, monstrous creature, for her to then not only give up, right? And then we were done with that and leave Neja to clean it all up. But she's spiraled so far into madness, so far out of control, that she's actively trying to destroy Kitai, overpower him, crack his brain so she can still use him as her access to the Phoenix without him being able to fight her, right? And then boom, she looks into his eyes, right? And it's like, oh no, what am I doing? Oh no, this isn't me. It's like Kitai is like, it's like the equivalent of have a Snickers, you're not you when you're hungry. That, you know, that instant, oh, it just felt like R.F. Kuang's like, let me finish this. I don't know. That's it. Let's just close it out. I don't know how to get from this point to this point, so we're just gonna do this. And it's not even that there wasn't like real closure. It just wasn't. So, and it sucks because I love the first two books. And maybe this will be like the same thing. I'll have stepped away. I will have been done with the books for long enough that I'll think like, did I enjoy this series? Or did I just have like a lot of reaction? Was it just like reactionary? I was so elevated almost, so there was so much happening that I'm just like, yeah, I love this because I had such a strong reaction reading it. And like I said, now I'm a little bit afraid that I'm going to go in a slump going into February, or continuing through February. I'm going to try to read softer, easier, lighter books that don't require much from me, that aren't going to make the situation worse, that will ease me back into a better place mentally. I'm also feeling a little daunted now going forward with R.F. Kuang books that I've been putting off because I'm like, I can't read Yellowface, I can't read Babel, I can't read Calabasas until I finish the Poppy War. So I've been putting these books off because I'm just like, oh yeah, they're going to be excellent. I love the Poppy War. Despite like the polarizing views and thoughts about these books, but I'm just like, what if I'm wrong? But also like, now I'm like, I feel like I need to wait until I'm not so right here with the Poppy War that it won't affect my reading of other books. I am curious to see how her writing's developed because she's older. She was like 23 when the first book came out. Wasn't she 23 when the first book? That's crazy. It's bonkers. You know what I was doing at 23? We don't have to talk about it. Anyway, yeah. This is not the ending to this saga, this vlog journey that I expected or would like to be doing right now, but we're done. We're done this vlog. I'm able to cross off a series off my series tracker. I'm able to check off my goal of the year. One of the goals, I want to finish at least 3 series this year, same as last year. At least I got one down. And God knows when this video is going to go up because I've yet to get my hard drive recovered that has the Poppy War on it. All of my files from the Poppy War are on that hard drive, and I'm hungry. Okay. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for going on this journey with me. I'm sorry it ended here. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like me, feel free to subscribe. All my places are down below so you can follow me, and I'll follow you back. And I'll see you very soon. Bye.